Quick question. What separates presentations people remember from ones they forget as soon as they leave the room? If you're interested in listening to me talk about that, check out this podcast I just did. That was the question I was asked.
What separates a presentation that people remember and a presentation that's forgotten the minute it's ended?
Oh, that's the $1 million question. If you want to do a talk, I'll help you with it. I'll tell you how I get people to build a presentation that works. Because I think embedded in that is the answer. You got to start with 60 seconds. And you don't start with a presentation. You start with an audience and a purpose, and you start with the answer to 5 questions. Then from that, you build 60 seconds. And then from that 60 seconds, you build 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And everybody gets this backwards. Everybody takes their journal article or the thing they want to talk about and it's 100 pages long. It's a book, or it's a 10,000 words, or it's 5,000 words, and I have 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is maybe 1,200 words. So they cut, and then they end up with a bunch of stuff. And what they did is they kept all their favorite bits, and all those favorite bits don't make any sense. There's no story there. There's just one favorite tidbit after another. The things that people remember will all be different. Most people won't remember things because what you did as a speaker is you only said things once because you were trying to fit as many things in as you could. But if you start with a 60-second message, and then all you do is scaffold information onto that, and you keep repeating the same 60-second message, and you just iterate the complexity onto it. So you take this core, and then you add to it, and then you add some more to it, and then you add some more to it. But each time you add something, you reference the core again, right? And it's building on this concept that in order for people to remember something, they need to hear it 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times, right? And now in that talk, you've been able to say this thing 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times without sounding like a jingle on a television show, right? Not sounding like an advertising jingle. With research presentations in that process, we start with no slides and no presentation, just ideas and a central idea, and then we build a 5-minute talk with no slides, and then we build a 5-minute talk with slides, and then we build out to whatever the full-length talk is. And what this does is forces you to always stay focused on the core message. And then we're always getting feedback. There are feedback loops built in this process. So at that initial level, you're getting feedback of from someone else, what are they saying? And then when you do a 5-minute talk with no slides, you're getting feedback from someone who hasn't heard. What did they say? Then when you do a 5-minute talk with slides, you're getting feedback from from a new person. What did they say? And then when you do a 10-minute talk, you're getting feedback. What did they say? And hopefully, pretty early in the process, that what did they say is that 60 seconds. So everybody's taking away this similar thing. You're controlling the message that people are understanding. The 10 minutes, people are still getting it. Because sometimes what happens is 60, like if you only say 60 seconds, they get it. But then you say 5 minutes, they no longer get the 60 seconds. So you have to always be checking, okay, now I have a 20-minute presentation, but do they still get it? Do they still get the core idea, or is the core idea now buried in so much complexity that it's lost? And that's what usually happens. That's why most talks aren't memorable, because they're 10, 15, 20 minutes long, and there might be a core idea, but it's lost in the complexity. And what we're doing is establishing that core idea and then making sure that it's never lost, no matter how long the talk gets, no matter how big, the core idea can always be identified. And that's how you make sure that people have a memory.